Hey, what's up guys, this is Val Camera from Dreamlight. In today's video review, I'm going to be taking a look at dress-up collection outfits and poses for Genesis 8 female. You know, what kind of drew me to this product to start with was that it not only had one dress, it had three. Not only did it have heels, it had two pairs of them. It also comes with this bag and some additional details. Plus, it has poses for the the female characters, and on top of that, also has poses for the dresses. So it has two types of dresses, sorry, three types of dresses. And regardless of what pose you choose for your character, you can also choose to pose the dress so it fits that particular pose. And that is pretty cool, right? That's just awesome. So I wanted to give this a test drive and just show you whether this is something you should get or not. And pretty much I have this running inside my scene here, inside DAZ Studio. And let me just squeeze this into the view. Pretty much I'm using my own iRay light setup here called Studio Light Pro with the soft lighting. So this is the one, right? Studio Light Pro HDR iRay Soft Light, and that's the only lighting in the scene. Right now I have one Genesis 8 female model sitting, and I have one dress and pair of shoes and a little bit of extra stuff. Now, the thing is, and I always, test this with a little bit more or extra, poses or models, because I'm not using the kind of default. If you go back here, this is done for Genesis 8 female, right? And pretty much, right now I'm not using the standard Genesis 8 female. I'm using a model that is built on that platform called Dariella, right? So Dariella, she is not the ordinary kind of Genesis 8 female. She has a little bit extra curves. And if we go a little bit closer now, we can see that the geometry is bumping and pushing into each other a little bit, which kind of works because, as you kind of squeeze, limbs together, they kind of get squashed. In this case, they do not get squashed, but they get into each other, but still okay, right? We can see the elbow here colliding with the thighs, and that is due to the fact that I'm not using a standard model, right? I'm using a specific model that I want just to give this a quick go with, and just see how does it, fit. All right, so, and it's not too bad. I have to say, it's really, I'm kind of impressed with how well this works with this figure, because it's not a standard figure, right? So she's not as thin, so to speak, as a standard figure. Now let me load a standard figure. Let me show you how this works from scratch. So I'm gonna go ahead and load here just real quick. All right, people, Genesis 8 female. And we're gonna load the standard and default Genesis, so kind of the default figure, right? Let me just look it up. There it is, basic. Okay, so having that said, let me just put some clothes on her. So as soon as she's loaded, I'm gonna go back, and I could, just go back to the clothing folder here, and it's called DressUp collection. Very neat folder. I love how it looks. You got this main kind of selection that preloads, different things, right? Like a collection of things. Then you have the bracelet. You got dress 1, 2, 3. You got earrings, heels 1 and 2, necklace, and you can also pose or load the purse on left hand or right hand, or just load it here. individually, and you got the materials for array. You got also poses, and poses is really what's so cool about this. Let me show you. So let me first add, let's say we load the preset number 1. All right, so I have my Genesis selected in my scene, and I've added now the dress, and pretty much we have her standing right now right here. Let me remove the chair just for a second, and also I'm gonna just throw in a quick hair prop for our lady. So that's hair. Let's use this, Annabelle. All right, load. And let's just rather quickly select Annabelle hair and choose a material for it really quick. Let's do black. All right. So back to our folder with the clothing. What is so cool and unique about this package is that right now, excuse me, there we go, kind of missed that. Let me just save my scene. It's kind of lagging a little bit because I'm screen recording at the same time. So as of now, she is kind of going through the floor, but let me just first add a pose to her. So I want to choose poses. Now I'm going to go in here and select base. Okay, and base depends on what kind of shoes you have. If you have shoes 2, this one, all right, then you gotta select these ones. And right now I chose the shoe model number 1, which means I can go into female base shoes 1, and this has a collection of, is it 15? Yeah, 15 poses that are amazing. These look awesome. I mean, if I just click on this, it poses, you know, everything. The bag, shoes, you know, the heels, the dress, everything. I mean, it looks amazing, you know. Really, really excellent stuff. And also what you have this additional pose. If I go back here, you know, you can manually adjust the heel pose if you, for instance, apply a different kind of pose and you bend the heel or shoe and it looks awkward. You can just go ahead and click on the Genesis female and then just click on the foot pose to correct that. But let's just go back to what we initially had, and it's rather slow. There we go. So now let's do a pose on the dress right now. Okay, so this is the pose we just added, was this one over here called base 12, right? So let's select the dress, which is over here. It's called dress number 1. So I'm going to go over here and select dress number 1 and choose pose 12. That refits the dress, so it better matches that particular pose, and I'm really impressed by this. I mean, it just looks awesome, you know, and frankly I haven't seen anything like this before, so I'm just very, very, very impressed by this. Now, the thing you can do here is, if you go back and add a different pose, let's say we add a bring back the chair. So we have the chair now. Let's go back to her and add a sitting pose. I'm going to choose base with shoes. I'm going to click on a sitting pose and I'm going to select, let's choose this one. I like this one. It's called base 3, okay? Now, immediately upon loading this, I'm going to select the dress, which is over here, and also apply this one. Okay, and as you can see, the dress now reshapes, resculpts, and is reapplied, so to speak, so it fits her and it looks awesome. I mean, the amount of work done here is pretty amazing. Now, something happens now and then with the bag. Okay, in this case, the bag just doesn't work out. It just looks awful right now. So I would just remove the bag. So the purse is a kind of a drawback now and then. But now, compared to the initial render I had back in the start of this video, as you remember, the the legs were colliding and going through a little bit. The elbow was colliding, and here you can see the attention to detail in the poses right now. So the main figure that has the specific thickness to it, it really fits well. So what I mean with this is that you might need to adjust your posing a little bit. If you do a little bit more, if you load a figure that is a little bit more fuller in the shape, in her shape, you might need to readjust the posing on some of the items, but really it just works beautifully. And so it does here on the face. Looks excellent. All right, good. So let me try a different dress. All right, and just before doing that, there is this idea that it would be really cool to change materials, and you've got them here as well. You've got different materials for dress 1, dress 2, and dress 3, and also the shoes. So these are just, I mean, I have to say, pretty darn amazing. So if I click on, for instance, the heels, and just go in here and say, hey, I want the heels, which is number 1, to be, for instance, this one, heels noir, looks amazing. All right, heels rouge, fabulous. All right, and the dress, let's pick something else. So dress number 1, and we've got dress number 1, can't even pronounce that, seems fancy and looks great too. So there you go. It's pretty amazing how marvelous this is. Now there is this dress called number 3. Okay, so let me choose that one. I'm not gonna load this second one because you have the promo renders to just look at, but I want to show one thing that happens with dress 3 that you need to be aware of. And so let me go here, just move away a little bit because I'm going to undress her, and so I'm going to remove the dress and heels, and that's pretty much it, right? I don't think we have anything else. So I'm going to select the model, go back, and I'm going to choose the number 3 preset. So number 3 preset has a different type of clothing. It's a little bit wider looking apparel, so to speak. And right now we haven't added the pose right now, so we got to fix that. Also remove the purse. It doesn't really work with the sitting pose here, so I'm going to click on that and remove. Okay, so we'll now apply. I mean, the model has the same pose right now, okay? But because we changed the outfit, we need to apply the pose to the outfit as well. So I'm going to go into poses. I'm going to select the dress, go into here, and as you can see also, she has a different type of heels right now, and these happen to go through the floor right now. So what we can do is apply auto floor height. There we go. So we don't break the shoes, right? Cool. Now the chair is floating instead. which is a small drawback, but let's ignore that for now. Okay, so I'm gonna apply the pose to the dress. So dress is selected, go here. Now, I have already applied to her, like I said. So this is dress number 3, and the pose is number 3 also, right? So let's double click on that. And that now re-sculpts and applies a different morph to the dress itself. Now, what I dislike about this particular dress, this is an awesome looking dress, but as you can see, when she's sitting on the chair, I'd love for the dress to be deformed by default, because, I mean, in this posture or pose that she has right now, you know, I'd like the dress to be deformed, because she's obviously gonna be sitting. I mean, seldom I'm gonna do a render, or you're gonna do a render that looks like this, because now the dress looks perfect, right? But as soon as you add the chair, I would love for the dress to be deformed, and so I'd like, that's kind of missing for me a little bit. Having that said, the dress, if you click on parameters and go to actor, has its own set of stuff here, and one of them is sit. So you can apply this manually. I just thought this should have been done automatically, you know, by default, because there is, I mean, let's face it, we're never gonna have her sitting on air, right? So, but it's here, and you can just, you know, add it. As is, you know, some other stuff you can adjust here, like wind, you know, movement. I don't need to cover that. This is just the basic stuff most new modern outfits have. So that is that, my friend, and so I'm again truly impressed by this package. It's just amazing how it looks. All the options are incredible, very high quality. I love that you have 3 dresses, 2 pairs of shoes, a purse, you got the bracelet. What else did I miss here? You've got yeah, the earrings, necklace, bracelet, right? And you got the poses, and this is the most incredible thing. You have the poses for the model and the outfits. Very, very cool. So I highly recommend you get this package, because it's frankly not just a dress and a pair of heels, it's multiple, and also it has poses. So it's, the value of this package is incredible, just incredible. I mean, this is the price you'd normally pay for a dress, or, you know, a good pair of heels, and you get so much value in here. So I highly recommend this item for Genesis 8 females. And with that said, thank you for watching. If you want to check this out, click the link below, and I'll see you next time.